What's up, everybody? Bears fans, welcome back to 9 to 5 Bears, the first ever Victory Monday. Well, at least Monday recording when we're recording this podcast. Victory Monday.
Hell yeah,
on the
brother.
9 to 5 Bears podcast. It was a pretty good week for the Bears. We'll get into that in this quick second here, but as always at the top of the show, my name is Eric, and with me, as always, is my friend and co-host, Brett. Brett, how are you today, sir?
Fantastic, Eric. How are you, my friend?
Feeling great, man. The vibes in the office are so much better on a day after they win. We've been pretty sad. We've been sad boys the last couple episodes.
Not anymore.
And I feel like anybody that's out there that's watched us knows that doesn't really reflect who we are on the inside.
No, we're never sad unless it's Bears losing, but they did not.
Now we get to be happy.
We
are
very
excited about it. But before we're allowed to be happy, let me just quickly shout out the sponsor of this show, Total Roofing and Construction. If you want to find out more about that, stick around for our mid-episode ad read, or you can go right now to totalroofingandconstruction.com and book an appointment. So go and do that checkout. Maybe you'll get the lovely Brett out to your job.
Hello, I'll get on your roof.
Yeah,
I'll take a look.
Yeah, he'll help you out.
What do you want?
Yeah, he'll make you happy. Maybe he'll give you that Bears discount, maybe.
Uh-oh.
Or maybe not.
That's fine.
I don't want to cut into your commission.
Catch me on a good day. Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the game. Week 3, we played the Dallas Cowboys at home. The Bears took home the victory, 31-14. Before I let Brett off the chain, let me just get some of the statistics out there. Caleb Williams was 19 for 28 with 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, 142.6 quarterback rating. Luther Burden III finally coming out of his shell. Martin Luther Burden nailing the 95 theses to the door of Jerry Jones's cathedral, telling him why the Dallas Cowboys suck. Sorry, I was trying to channel my inner Chris Berman there. For
well, a little flea flicker. I liked it.
Yeah, the flea flicker. 3 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Roma Dunze, 3 receptions, 62 yards, and a touchdown. Tremaine Edmonds, who I famously shit-talked on the last episode.
Yep, sure did.
6 tackles, 2 incredible interceptions, and Tyreek Stevenson kind of set the tone early with that forced fumble on the Dallas's first drive. And we saw Montez Sweat sack.
Yes, we
which
did.
is really, really great. So, great showing across all 3 phases of football. Brett, how you feeling?
Fantastic, Eric. If you recall, last week I talked myself into a victory, and it ended up happening, right? Obviously, Caleb is going to get a lot of the accolades, as he should. He played magnificent yesterday, but what a reaction, what a response from this defense. You just mentioned it, Tyreek Stevenson. First drive of the game, 3 and out, and it's like, oh, shit, here we go again. And then Tyreek comes up with that big turnover that really just... Again, I know it's the first quarter, but that just kind of changed the tides.
Almost looked like the peanut punch /
Exactly.
rip out.
Just straight up ripped it from the guy, from Javonte Williams, and then Caleb Williams went down. Him and Rome connected for the first touchdown, which is, again, good to see. Rome has 4 touchdowns on the year. I think he's tied with the most for receptions.
Yep.
Caleb's tied with passing touchdowns heading into the Monday Night Football game. But the defense definitely came out, holding this team to 14 points when a week ago they scored 40-some-odd points. That's a hell of a reaction. Okay, it's the Dallas Cowboys, which is what national pundits are saying.
Yep.
This is the NFL, and they just held an NFL team to 14 points. So that's a great defensive showing. I was very happy with that, very pleased. Your boy Tremaine Edmonds came up big. Kevin Byard had an interception to really seal it.
Yep.
So I think it was a great game all around, but defensively, that's just everything you would want to see from your defense after giving up 52 points the week prior.
Yeah, the national media is quick to crucify us when the Bears are just doing bad.
Right.
And the sky is falling, and they're like, what's going wrong? But then when we win, they're like, oh, well, CeeDee Lamb got hurt, so they didn't have CeeDee Lamb, and then...
We were out without Jalen Johnson and T.J. Edwards and
Kyler Gordon. Yeah.
Right.
And they were also... Yeah, some of the Dallas Cowboys starters on defense were out, and this, that, and the other thing. And you know what? I don't like it, because in the league, a win is a win. It's hard to win in this league. Everybody that made it to this league made it of their own merit. These are big boys. They play big boy football.
Yeah.
And when teams have injuries, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to capitalize.
Right.
And they went out and they capitalized.
They sure did. And offensively, again, that was a fun game. Just very fun. Love to see Cole Kmet get involved too and finally score a touchdown. That's something that's been missing this year with this team is the tight ends. Colston Loveland had a couple big receptions. He did get injured, but I just read that not too severe, so he might not even miss any time.
Oh, that's good. That's
just
good.
a banged up hip. So love to see Kmet get in the end zone. Love to see DJ Moore finally get one. Because he's always kind of someone that's scrutinized, and his effort there, is it not? Well, it was there yesterday. He was out there blocking downfield, got into the end zone. So just a great day for Caleb and the offense. Things are finally coming together for Ben Johnson and Caleb. I mean, you saw that yesterday. And to your point, when you play teams that might be decimated by injuries, you need to win, and
Take
they won in
advantage.
convincing fashion.
Yep.
So very pleased with how yesterday went, and now I can't wait to see them run the table and not lose a game the rest of the year.
I think maybe one of us said like 15-2 now that, but yeah, I think the thing that was most encouraging and the thing I was kind of harping on the last 2 weeks was just the overall execution. There were still 6 penalties yesterday, less yards though, less severe penalties, less devastating drive-ending penalties,
Yes.
which I think is absolutely fantastic. And the thing I hate to keep comparing Ben Johnson to the time he spent in Detroit, but anytime I watched Detroit when Ben Johnson was the play caller, I always noticed like how much of their team got involved with the football. Like they'd be like, "Oh, Jared Goff has completed passes to like 9 different people today."
Yeah.
Well, that was the case yesterday. 8 different players caught a pass from Caleb.
Yeah.
That's almost like all of our big playmakers.
Right.
Ben Johnson schemed up 6 different players ran the ball. That's DJ, that's Monongai, that's DeAndre Swift. So Ben
Olamide
Johnson
had a reverse screen.
Olamide
right?
had a reverse. Yeah. So Ben Johnson really like started to dip into his bag a little bit in some of the stuff that we saw in Detroit, and he distributed the ball effectively to all the playmakers. And the thing we harped on last week too was where are our guys that we picked in the second round?
Right.
Colson Loveland had a really nice catch. Sounds like maybe he might have gotten injured somewhere in the middle of the game or something that maybe we would have targeted him a little more. And then, yeah, that insane flea flicker play that DeAndre Swift like pitched that ball like 20 feet up in the air. I was like, oh, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
But credit to DeAndre Swift because he pitched that ball like he
Got
got
rocked.
Hit. Yeah, he got rocked while
He was getting hit as he was pitching,
and then
it,
he
right.
turned around to block that guy who
Yeah.
would have had an easy path to Caleb if
Right.
he didn't. So
Right.
even though the execution was botched on that, it was still incredible. And
Yeah.
man, I don't know if I've you know, we grew up in the era of dudes bombing it down the field like Manning and Rivers and Drew Brees. That throw to Luther Burden looked effortless.
Yeah.
Like he stepped into it and just that thing he could have like launched that thing probably out of the end zone. He fucking
Right.
launched that thing down there, dude.
And that was the longest. That's the longest completion of the season so far to date. It's 62.4 air yards. That's a lot of yards. I can't even run that far.
Yeah.
And he did that.
Yeah. And again, the narrative was, oh, well, of course, they had like 10-yard separation. It's like, yeah, because the guys were good and they got separation.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboys weren't just giving us
'Cause they were
separation.
schemed
Yeah,
open.
they didn't like feel bad for us and be like, oh, let's give the Bears some easy like completions, especially down the field. Like, no, they got open. Like and they're big players, so they should get open.
Yep.
That
I
was-
think the best part of all this too is who they beat. That doofus on the other sideline, Matt Eberflus. I can't stand that man. Man has robbed me of joy the last 2 years, 3 years. So, as kindly as possible, fuck you, Matt Eberflus.
Whoa.
Well, not that like that, but like, I'm just glad we beat his ass. Like, and Ben Johnson the whole day didn't smile once. Every time they'd cut to him right after the flea flicker,
Dude was
staunch,
locked in.
just not smiling, and
Zero
I love that
emotion.
shit. He's a psychopath in the best way. That's I want to put my head through the wall because of Ben Johnson. So he's obviously great head coach. It's going to take time, as we've been saying, but it was good to see the team really react after last week's pummeling, to come out like they did yesterday and just win in convincing fashion at home in front of the home crowd. Always a good thing to see.
Yeah, I want to stop short of saying that I feel bad for Matt Eberflus. Like I try not to have any negative ill will towards anybody.
Oh, I got a lot towards him.
That's fine. That's the balance.
Yeah.
I try not to have any negative ill will towards the people that come into this building and coach because this is a hard job and this city is unforgiving
True.
and you have to deal with the curse. So, but yeah, it did really feel good. I think that says a lot about Matt Eberflus to the fact that like the narrative was he can't win with this number 1 pick, this quarterback, and then that quarterback just absolutely shreds him.
Yeah.
On a different team.
Right.
And yeah, the Dallas defense looked like a lot of what we saw last year. It seemed really familiar.
It was almost like Matt Eberflus just hit copy on the Chicago Bears defense and pasted it in Dallas. Like they were just out of sorts, and that's his MO.
It's almost like maybe Dallas could like benefit from like a big name pass rusher who could have gotten pressure on Caleb Williams. That's
If
seems like something they could
if
have
only
had
Jerry
that.
Jones wasn't a terrible GM
Yeah.
and didn't trade him off to a team that we don't really care for.
I wonder where.
Who also lost
Yeah.
yesterday?
We'll talk about that in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
But yeah, And something else too, I found myself rarely on the same side as Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
He
mentioned,
was so excited, watching,
dude. He was screaming during that
yeah.
flea flicker
Yeah.
that Burden caught. He was hyped. But I really appreciated some of his commentary on.
Yeah.
I think there was a pass that Caleb missed. It was just like a sideline pass that was like an easy throw, and Tom Brady was like, "Hey," he's like, "That pass is not the easiest pass in the world to make." He's like, "It even took me like time to like get down those quick like easy passes, like turn and just fire it to the sideline."
And are you talking about the one he missed Rome on?
I think so.
Because
yeah.
Rome at the top of his route slowed down ever so slightly. If he didn't slow down and kept going, that ball's right in his hands.
Yes.
I'm not making excuses for Caleb, but I saw that all over
Yeah.
Twitter, and he slows down ever so slightly, and it's a game of seconds.
Yeah.
Right? Like in game of inches, you slow down a few inches, and that could be the difference.
But I just wanted to give Brady credit.
Yeah, he was an all-star yesterday.
Not that a 7-time Super Bowl champion needs credit from a podcast that has like 100 viewers. Not that he's going to see this
from
and, like,
Cherville,
give me a-
Indiana,
yeah,
in the
give me a
corner of
phone
our
call.
marketing office. Thank you, Tom Brady,
Yeah.
for being good at your
But
job.
it was cool how he like put it into perspective. And
He did.
And he's really come out in defense of like a lot of the rookies where he was just like, hey, like these guys need time.
Right.
Like even those easy passes take reps and reps and reps to get down until they're automatic.
Yeah.
Like I felt that was like really awesome of him. And same
Right.
thing, Drew Brees came on the Fox like in between game broadcast, and he said the same thing. He was like, "Yo, like these guys need time.
Yeah.
Like we're seeing these guys in like year 1, year 2. Like yeah, some of them are struggling. Like C.J. Stroud's still kind of struggling. Like
Yeah.
Drake May and Jaden Daniels don't look as good as they did last year. Jaden Daniels is hurt. It takes these guys some time. So I'm
Right.
like really glad that like those two prolific guys, like two of the best to ever do it, came out and was just like, hey, these guys need time. Caleb's on 20 games in, and I think the stat I saw was that like no Bears quarterback 20 games in has had 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns, and Caleb does.
Yeah.
Caleb has surpassed that.
Right.
And looking back at his stats from the first like 4 games last season, like 300 more yards, like 6 more touchdowns, his QBR is up 20 points.
Yep.
That's improvement
Yeah.
across the board, even in the bad losses.
Right.
So.
Boy, I would have loved to have seen him get 300 yards, though. Obviously, 300 is
I
the
saw the
benchmark
298.
for.
I'm like, come on.
Throw one more pass, man. Just let somebody get it and go. And no, that was again a win that they desperately needed. I think not only them but also the fan base, because if they would have went 0-3, it would have been hell. I mean, it's hard to ignore that. Again, as fans, we all have other things in our life to look forward to. But when you listen to sports or consume sports like we do, that's all they talk about. And even then, like the national media this morning was like, oh yeah, like you said, like it's the Cowboys. No, motherfucker, yes, it's the Cowboys. It's the NFL.
Yeah.
Winning games is not an easy thing to do. So as you saw yesterday, a couple of teams that you thought should have won didn't win. Like it's the NFL, and I will definitely take a W. And very excited for this weekend's game. They're going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders, and I think it's another winnable game heading into the bye week. So
Yeah.
you just got to keep building on it. Just building blocks, man, and just stack the wins when you can. So
one other thing I wanted to note too, just about the drives and the play calling in general. So that drive that we had to open up third quarter
Yep.
was something that I don't like really recall ever seeing very
Right.
rarely in my lifetime. That drive was 19 plays. 11 of those plays were straight runs, like 11 runs in a row.
Yeah.
And that ate up over 9 minutes of clock.
Right.
Usually we're on like the complete polar opposite of what that experience where it's like 3 and out, or like we'll get 1 first down and then a penalty will kill the drive. And
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with myself. The Bears like possessing the ball for like 10 straight minutes of clock.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Here's the one thing when I do look at the offense, though. The run game, I think they only had like 49, 50 yards. So running the
True.
ball has been tough to come by. But again, that's as an offense. If one thing's not working, you're hoping that the passing game does, and the passing game was doing what it's supposed to do. But I really want to see the run game really make improvements as the year goes on. It helped on that drive yesterday, but we just got to see more out of that unit. You got to be able to run the football to open up the passing game, and despite not being able to do that as successfully as you'd want, they still were able to have relative ease through the air, which usually you need both complementing each other. But I want to see more out of the run game. But
I think Ben Johnson recognizes that too. I think that's why he tried to get so many different people involved in the run game.
Yep.
Like, hey, let's just try and get something going.
That's probably why he wasn't smiling. He's like, dude, we can't run the football right now.
Yeah, but between all of them, I think the last stat was like 86 rush yards.
Oh,
So
wow.
between
Okay, that's more than I
between all
thought.
6 of them. So we were getting close to 100. So, yeah, we're going to have to get that figured out for sure. DeAndre Swift has potential. He just has to do better at finding the gaps, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when you get him in open space, he's damn good. He's a finesse back, but it's some of the runs like he just ran right into it on the on the left and right ends. But again, it's not like he can't create the holes himself. The offensive line has to kind of help produce those.
And I think that's
it all is going to kind of hopefully work in
time. I think
exactly
that offensive line's been together for 3 games.
Exactly.
So I think as they do more, they'll be better at executing up front. Hopefully those lanes will open up a little bit more.
Which, speaking of the offensive line, shout out Braxton Jones. Didn't allow a single pressure yesterday. He had a really good game on the offensive side of the ball.
Didn't hear Jonah Jackson's name get called.
No. And then, again, on the other side, Tyreek Stevenson, he's been kind of chastised a lot, rightfully so. He's just hasn't been the best to start the year, and he was pretty good yesterday. Played as the CB1 in place of Jalen Johnson and had a really stellar game. Mind you, CeeDee Lamb went out, but again, you're playing against
Still
NFL
playing against
players.
Pickens. Pickens isn't a bad player.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys that kind of weren't really pulling their weight really came up big yesterday and made huge differences in the outcome of this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just morale boost for literally everybody. It seems like everybody that had been criticized kind of got in on the action. The offensive line didn't make any mistakes. Luther Burden got involved. Yeah, Tyreek Stevenson, who we were like, we're not confident that he could hold down the number 1 spot while Jalen's gone.
Right.
But he did. Tremaine Edmonds, who I was just like, oh yeah, like I'd rather have Roquan Smith last week.
Yeah.
My apologies, I was proven wrong immediately. But hey, I'm happy to be wrong if that's the case for sure.
He looked good. Again, it was just from start to finish, a great game, a great Sunday, and now it's time to go to Vegas and see what happens. How you feeling heading into Sunday's game? What are you thinking? Why are we going to win and by how much?
I'm more positive now. You're going to knock the TV off the wall, bro. We got to get that moved.
That's all right. My head is bleeding, but it's okay.
It into the wall. Yeah, it's worth it. That shirt's going to be red by the end of this episode.
No, I didn't hurt it.
Yeah, I caught some highlights of Vegas's last game, and they look a little dysfunctional. Geno Smith throwing some interceptions. I'm still wary because they have Max Crosby. That guy's a real difference maker.
He's a game wrecker.
He's probably better than anybody on Dallas's front defensive line for sure. They got some guys, Ashton Genty. If they can get him going, he's dangerous. So I mean, I think after this, if we can keep the momentum going, I feel like the Raiders are beatable.
Very much so.
I feel like going into the bye week 5, 2-2 is definitely achievable.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And if you would have told me like after we got our asses beat in Detroit that we would maybe go into the bye 2-2, I wouldn't have believed it. But now I can kind of see it. We've seen the potential.
Yeah.
Right, and we really have to hope that this isn't just a one-off. But I would say that the last 3 games have been better than Caleb's first 3 games last year, and that's market improvement.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask. I mean, we're doing as a team, pass yards per attempt 10.6, pass yards per completion 15.7. This was against Dallas. 29 carries, 87 yards, 8 of 14 on third down, 2 of 3 in the red zone. So stuff we're not really used to seeing from the Bears. Like we usually struggle in the red zone. We usually don't convert on third downs. It hasn't been great. So, and then as of yesterday, minus the stats from Monday Night Football tonight when Detroit and Baltimore play, Caleb is 9th in yards at 715, tied first in total touchdowns at 7, only thrown 1 interception, tied for 22nd, and has a 67 overall QBR, which is 9th. So, by every conceivable metric, we have a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Yeah,
through 3 games.
Yep, but I feel
pretty good.
But if everyone's gonna nitpick and say, "Oh, well, he missed this, missed that," it's like, dude, come on, chill out. I watched some of the games yesterday from some of the guys in that draft class, and some of their stupid ass throws that they had. Like everyone does that. It's the NFL. Everyone makes stupid or errant throws that are just mind-bogglingly dumb, and like Drake made, but he had a throw that just literally threw it to the other guy, but I think it got chipped, but it's like, oh, why are you letting your pass get chipped? That's what they would say about Caleb.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix made a few boneheaded mistakes.
Yeah.
So, again, these guys are going to do that, but he's definitely making strides week in and week out, and the Ben Johnson effect is really starting to take hold.
Yeah, I find it funny, the level of the standard that he's held to versus, like, everybody else, and everybody else in his draft class gets, like, so much praise.
Right.
And they just want everybody to be better than him. It's just... It's so...
He's polarizing.
It's so baffling
for
to me.
because he paints his nails and was the Heisman Trophy
Dude.
winner. Like,
all the Cowboys fans and all the comments on like social media and all the stuff I watched, they're like, I can't believe we got beat by like a quarterback that painted his nails. I'm like, yeah, suck it.
Yeah.
Like, not only did you get beat, but you lost to somebody that you can't stand because he like paints his nails because you're so petty.
right.
Suck it.
Yeah. Maybe Dak. I mean, Dak makes a lot of money for what reason though? But maybe he should start painting his nails because he did not play anywhere close to what Caleb Williams played.
I mean,
yesterday.
the Dallas Cowboys have been not great since Dak's been in the league. I mean, they kind of been up and down. I don't think Dak's a bad quarterback.
I don't think he's good.
I
don't think he's worth $45 million a year, whatever the hell they pay him.
I would put him in the
He
top.
might even be making 60.
I put
now.
him in the top 15.
Yeah, top 15.
Top
He
15
should be top
probably.
5 with that contract.
You'd think so.
He ain't.
But Jerry Jones just does all kinds of weird
Dak
stuff
more like
that-
yak.
Yak.
I'm just kidding, Dak Prescott, but you're not that good. I
Yeah.
don't think so.
So yeah, and that the most hilarious thing about the Cowboys is now they have to go and play Micah Parsons and the Packers next week.
Yes. Yep.
There's beautiful irony in that.
I think the saving grace for them is it's in Dallas, but and I'm sure Matt LaFleur after the Packers lost yesterday is going to do all he can to get them rocking and rolling. But back to your point, like Ben Johnson harped on it in the post game. Situational football was also like the real dividend here. I think red zone wise, they were 2 or 3, like you said. 2-minute warning, they were really good, and then third down. That was the difference in this game, and I love it. I love Ben Johnson. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Because when the good gets better, the better gets the better gets best.
Yeah.
And now I want to run through a brick wall.
Yeah, I'm predicting for that Dallas Green Bay game. I would laugh if Micah Parsons got like 4 sacks. That would just be the most funny, ironic thing. Even though I don't want Green Bay to like do good.
Yeah, I don't want him to do that.
I don't. But I just think it'd be so funny.
It probably will happen. I mean, I remember though when Khalil Mack, when we played the Raiders, his first game, I think I was in London and the Raiders actually beat us. But I mean, that was kind of a bizarre thing. But it wasn't 4 games removed from the trade like this one's going to be. So I'm sure Micah Parsons will have a field day.
I think it would be hilarious. I also wanted to point out, too, before we move on from the Bears, that earlier in the week, Ben Johnson had a couple of press conferences, and he called the team out.
Yeah.
He told them that we were not practicing like a championship caliber
They did not
team.
have championship habits.
And it seems like they responded
Yeah.
to that in force. Like, I saw the guys, like, flying around. The defense was, like, swarming to the ball. Caleb was getting into the huddle, like, really fast. The guys had, like, a sense of urgency. So,
Right.
yeah, I think going forward, any questions about Ben Johnson being the coach should be put to rest. Just seeing that locker room reaction with him and the guys in there. Like, he's the guy. They love him. He's a leader.
Yeah.
No problems in the coaching staff. So I feel like now any particular problems that we may have are probably going to end up at the feet of Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
He seems like he's still the guy that's most likely in the crosshairs. But, hey, this week, good, solid win. That buys you some time.
Right.
Right? So I think we need to right the ship next week. I think we need to continue the momentum. I think winning going into the bye. And I hate that the bye is so early. I hate it so
Same.
much. I'd much rather have it, like, middle of the week, like, or middle of the season, like weeks 8 through 10.
Yeah, and I feel like last year was like a week 6 or 7 bye.
Yeah.
Right after the Hail Mary, if I recall, but
Yeah.
or we came out of the Hail Mary game, whatever. That was
But
bad.
maybe it might be a good thing. Maybe if we do go into it 2-2, that gives them a week to kind of reflect and be like, okay, like,
Yeah, because then their first game after is Monday Night Football against the Commanders
oh no,
in Washington again. So
primetime games. We always get spanked in primetime games. This is scare me.
I will miss half of that game because I will just be coming back from Punta Cana for a trip.
I'll
So
be screaming.
I'll
So,
probably
as I
watch
should
it and
be.
scream. But yeah, the team responded well to Ben calling them out, and I don't think any of them took that to heart. If they took it to heart, or at least weren't like pissed off about it, they understood like, yeah, you know, we just got beat 52 to whatever. Like he's right, and
Yeah.
they showed out and did exactly what they were supposed to do. You saw how excited they were in the locker room after the game, and throughout the game, like you said, just everyone had a bit different pep to their step, and it showed.
Courtney Cronin, too, on ESPN Radio also reported that the defense had a players-only meeting this week. Jaquan Brisker and Grady Jarrett called it, which
Yep.
those are the guys. Those are the leaders.
Yeah.
Like, Grady Jarrett's the captain. Jaquan's been around. Like, he's awesome when he plays. And usually players-only meetings scare me, but it seems like, you know, nip that in the bud early. If you have any, like, concerns, voice them, right, and get it worked out early in the season. Best not to let it fester.
Yep.
And again, that the defense really responded.
Held them to one
Sunday.
offensive touchdown.
Yeah, which was incredible. So,
Yeah.
and I'm sure they were playing for pride too. I'm sure they were not happy getting
No.
the shit beat out of them in Detroit.
Absolutely not.
So if that unit can round into form, then if they can hold guys to 2-3 scores, if we can hold them to 20 points, then Caleb doesn't have to throw.
Right.
He doesn't have to throw 4 touchdowns every week.
But I'd like if he does. That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's really cool too. But I think again, you and I grew up in like the Brady, Drew Brees, like Phillip Rivers era, where like average stat line for those guys was like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns like every single week.
Clockwork.
The NFL has changed. Like 250 yards and a couple touchdowns is like a good day. Like the quarterback doesn't have to have all these like amazing stats. Like people are like, "Oh, Caleb only throw for 200 yards and a couple touchdowns." Like that's good. That's pretty. That's a fine day.
Right.
If the defense is good, that's enough to win.
Exactly.
Like Jalen Hurts is winning, like throwing 100 yards.
Yeah.
So, like, Caleb doesn't have to like go out there and throw 400 yards and 4 touchdowns to be considered good. Like what he did this week was awesome. But like next week, if he throws for 200 and throws like 1 touchdown and maybe the run game gets going, I'll still be happy.
Yeah.
I still think I still think that's progress. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you.
So do you think we have our guy?
Yeah, we do. We have our guy, and we have our guy in Ben Johnson, and the two of them are just continue to grow with each other, learn each other's habits. Ben will continue to call games that cater to Caleb, and you'll continue to see outputs like Sunday. And at the end of the day, that's what I want to see. I want to see Caleb just be the best quarterback he can be for the Chicago Bears. I don't want to see him have success elsewhere. And I want more wins. I want to win this weekend in Las Vegas. I want to go into the bye 2-2, and that's exactly what I'm predicting.
And we can also like stop the Tyson Bagent stuff. Like that's over. That's done.
Yeah.
I mean, I love having him on the team. Like it's not a conversation anymore. It's just not. I heard some people saying the last couple of weeks that because Rome is doing good, we should trade DJ Moore. I'm like, no. What are we talking about?
Right.
We just paid the man $100 million.
Yeah.
Like we need to utilize him. So.
And when we traded the first round pick, he was part of that. Like return.
Yeah, that would just be giving up on him.
That'd be silly. So.
I think DJ will get going for sure. I mean, he had a 1,000-yard season with Justin Fields throwing them the ball. Like DJ will be fine. Like, don't
well,
worry
now
about
there's a lot more mouths to feed, but I'm as long as he's happy and good, and plays like he did yesterday. He was an all-around team player yesterday, out there blocking for guys and. No block, no rock.
Wide
is what
open,
Ben says.
wide open in the end zone. Like
and that was 4th down too.
Beautiful, like rolling right, like jumping laser that Caleb threw. It was just, it was beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Gorgeous. So.
Very happy.
But
Bear down.
So it sounds like we're both picking.
We're back in.
I feel like I need to pick the Bears to lose so that they win.
You could do that, but I'm mad
like,
at you.
Now it's like ritual, right? I again didn't wear any Bears apparel.
Yeah, and I'm like, I got like 4 shirts and all my hats with me.
So
like,
I'm afraid to mess with the ritual here, but
I get it.
No, I think winning in Las Vegas is realistic. That game's at afternoon time, right?
3:25,
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I think it's realistic. I'll be interested to see how that offensive line holds up against Max Crosby because he's scary. I would not want to meet him in like a dark alleyway. Like, no, thank you. But anybody that spells their name Max with 2 X's is intimidating.
Yeah.
But I also was like, we should trade for him too. That would.
I would have loved Max.
But yeah,
Crosby.
that would have been crazy. Yeah. If the Packers have Micah Parsons, we should trade for Max Crosby. Just
Let's do it.
But I think winning in Las Vegas is doable. I think it would really turn the season around going into the bye 2-2 when we were staring down the barrel of 0-4 or 1-3 even.
I'm rationally, not irrationally, I'm rationally confident, and that's going to be the case. Las Vegas very beatable. It's just a matter of again putting together good days. If the defense can hold the team to 14 points, then God willing, our offense can produce 21 plus points.
We want back-to-back victory Mondays is what we're saying.
That'd be fun
for sure.
Yeah.
But okay. Let's take a break and go to our ad read, and then we'll talk about a couple other games around the NFL. When the Bears win, we're all happy. So wouldn't you want to feel the same way when you choose a contractor to work on your home projects? Total Roofing is your go-to team for all things roofing, windows, siding, and doors. They've been in business for 40 years, getting their start in 1985, same time as our beloved Super Bowl winning Bears that Brett hates mentioning. And like that 1985 defense, Team Total can offer you the best defense for your home. For the same energy and accountability that Coach Ben Johnson brings to the team daily, visit totalroofingandconstruction.com. That is totalroofingandconstruction.com, and book a free appointment and inspection today. Okay, so around the NFL, we talked about the Bears. That was probably one of the most exciting games of the day. The lead into that game was pretty crazy. I don't know if you saw all the crazy stuff that happened to end a bunch of those noon games.
That noon slate, yeah, it was across the
insane.
board, right?
That was some of the craziest 30 minutes of football.
Like
I've
the
ever
Rams
seen.
and Eagles,
Yes.
Browns and Packers.
Let's
who
talk,
else was
let's
it?
talk
Was
about
wild?
our beloved Packers.
I
and
mean,
Browns.
I was watching that box score and I saw it was like what 10-9 and a half. Yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
It's the Browns, and then the Browns came back. I saw Quinshon Judkins scored, and I was like, wait a second, they just tied it. And then shout out Sean Enox. Sean was at that game in Cleveland. That motherfucker was talking so much shit.
Oh,
Week
man.
1, cheering for the Vikings, like he was from St. Paul, Minnesota. Drove all the way to Cleveland to see that L. I'm sorry, Sean. I love you still.
Yeah, I was flipping back and forth between that one and the massacre that the Vikings put on the Bengals, which we'll touch on in a second. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And then they were going to go kick the field goal. I was like, oh, they're going to go up 3, and then Cleveland's just not going to be able to respond.
Yeah.
And then the block field goal happened, and I was like, oh,
right.
We're going.
Yeah.
Like, we're going. This is awesome. And then they got it, and then Joe Flacco got him into position for their guy. I forget his name, but he was a UFL kicker, or United Football League kicker, or whatever. Yeah. And he came in, nailed it. But yeah, man, every time, like, last week I was like, okay, the Packers are pretty good. Like, they're probably one of the best teams in the NFL. But now it's just like, I don't know. Every couple of games, something about the eye test with Jordan Love just does not feel good for me.
Yeah.
And I know they showed during the graphic, like, the first however many games between Jordan Love and Rodgers, and the stats are nearly identical. So Jordan Love will probably be okay. But he just does, like, 1 or 2 things a game where I'm just like, that was dumb. That was stupid. Like,
again, going back to talking about how people are so critical of some of the throws Caleb makes or doesn't make. Jordan Love makes some very silly throws as well that are just throwing it right to the other team for an interception. I saw he was sacked 5 times too yesterday, which is the most in his career. So their offensive line was.
He usually doesn't get sacked, so
right,
he's probably feeling pretty rattled.
With Myles Garrett across the board or across the line and their front 4 on the defensive side, I mean, they definitely kept him on his toes all day, and gosh, I'm just heartbroken for them. It's very sad. That brings them to 2-1, and now we got to pull for Baltimore tonight. Let's just throw this division up. Let's give us another L for the Lions tonight, and just keep things interesting, man.
Us winning, Green Bay losing, I feel like definitely changes the equation.
Yeah.
In the NFC North a little bit for sure.
And, but as you mentioned, Minnesota definitely that defense.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers had the greatest day you could ever have as a defensive player for Minnesota yesterday.
Yeah, that.
And I'm thanking God that I played my the Minnesota Vikings in my fantasy league.
That was I couldn't believe that one guy was having such a great day. And they're like, this is the first time in NFL history that this kind of day has happened for a defensive guy. And I'm like, it can't be. I'm like, there's been so many great defensive players, but yeah, it was. Man. It goes back to what I was talking about last week about good run football teams, good organizations. Like the Vikings have their stuff together.
Yeah.
Like their QB went down. Like they're just asking Carson Wentz to be serviceable.
Just game managed.
And Brian Flores was like, nah, man. And he went ballistic, dude.
After Jake Browning, big time.
He was like, the Bengals don't have Joe Burrow in. Their offensive line is terrible. He's like, I'm just gonna unload. And that Vikings defense is scary, dude. And that's why wins, I don't really consider a quarterback stat, because when you have a complete team like that,
right?
I know it's more offensive league still, but defense can cover for your offense if they play really well.
And you saw that in spades yesterday. One guy, he had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, interception for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Another forced fumble. He had a perfect rating in PFF, which has never been done before for a defensive player.
99.9.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Insane.
But again, playing Jake Browning definitely helps, and he looked terrible. But that's also a credit to Brian Flores and his defense, and that's what Brian Flores does. He makes quarterbacks uncomfortable with the blitzing and whatnot, and changing up his schemes. And the Bengals were in hell, and that's what stinks. Is I have Jamar Chase in leagues too, and he didn't do jack shit. So you got to just take it with a grain of salt.
I'm not sure that even if the Bengals had Joe Burrow back that would have been.
I don't think the outcome would have been any different.
There's a concerning stat that throughout the same number of games, like Joe Burrow has been sacked more times than Andrew Luck was, and that was what caused Andrew Luck to retire. So it's like,
right,
Bengals, I'm begging you, it's time. Like, do whatever you got to do. Like, you have to get some big old boys up front that can protect your guy.
Yeah.
I do not want to lose Joe Burrow. I like watching him play too much.
Joey B, that's
don't
right.
rob us of another Andrew Luck. Please protect this guy.
Yep.
Like, he's too good. Poverty franchise. Unbelievable. Fucking Cincinnati Bengals. I can't believe it.
We play them Halloween week.
It just makes me so mad. Like, they get a guy like Joe Burrow, and like we've had to have like 30 quarterbacks since like 2000, and they're just like, they've played with Andy Dalton and Joe Burrow for the last like 20 years. I'm just like, and they don't protect him, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like, they don't deserve that. Whatever.
Yep.
I'm just mad at Cincinnati, but that was good. Then yeah, the rest of the blocked field goals. I was clowning on the Eagles so bad. Like, I was texting my buddy. I was like the Rams are killing the Eagles, and from that point, the Rams did not score.
Yeah.
And then the big boy Jordan Davis picks up that blocked field goal and hauls. Bro was hauling at 18 miles an hour, like over 300 pounds down the field. You could feel like the sonic boom building behind him as he sprints down the field. I love it when the big guys get to run the football.
Oh, yeah.
It's so awesome.
Yeah, I did not expect to see Philadelphia come out as flat as they did. I saw the score, and Kyron Williams, I think, scored to make like 16-3. I was just, Jiminy Christmas, what the hell's going on with the Eagles? And then insert the Eagles there. That's why they're reigning Super Bowl champs, and timely plays, and just kind of played the way they're supposed to. And
it's like Nick Sirianni remembered that A.J. Brown was on the team.
Yeah, thank God, dude. Again, another
like,
person in fantasy. Like
he
had no catches through like the first half, and then explodes for like 2 touchdowns and 100 yards.
Yeah.
Thank you for finding him.
Why are we not throwing to that guy all the time?
Right.
It's insane. So that was good. The Jets also had a blocked field goal and ran it back.
Yeah.
Aaron Glenn was hyped up, but dude, I will watch every Bucs game I can.
Baker Mayfield is awesome.
He's so fun to watch, dude.
He is.
He's like
talk about resurging your career.
He's a perennial shit talker. What? I don't even. It's not really even like a comeback. Like, he just had to like get the stink off of Cleveland off.
Yeah.
You see a couple.
But he was on the scout team with Carolina.
Yeah. Insane.
And that he
happen?
was just crumpled up and thrown aside, and now he's the franchise quarterback in Tampa Bay.
How does this happen? And then now Cleveland's got like 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and Baker's just like. Every time we go into like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the Bucs are down, I'm like, Baker has the ball. Like, this is not over. Yeah. And every time I've said that, he's come back and won.
Pulled it out.
It's incredible. He's like an amazing shit talker. He'll like get up in dudes' faces. Like Baker Mayfield might be like the more like positive version of Jay Cutler.
You might be onto something, right?
Might be a little bit better. But yeah. That's kind of how I view him, and he's incredible.
Yeah, he's just a dog, just a gamer.
I will watch more about that. Just some other things, nothing too crazy. I thought the Chiefs would get back on track against the Giants.
Boy, Russell Wilson stinks out loud.
The Giants in general are terrible because the Chiefs were just like, hey, all we have to do is double cover Malik Neighbors, and they can't do anything. So.
It is kind of tough. It's tough to see Mahomes and Kelsey not on the same page this year because I have Travis Kelsey in league too, and we're Swifties here, so I want to see Travis do well. But Andy Reid and him got at each other again last night, which is I love to see that kind of stuff, in football because they have such respect for each other that Andy's just trying to pump them up. But the Chiefs aren't their best self right now. That's how they were last year, and watch them just mess around and make it back to the Super Bowl because that's what Kansas City does.
Yeah, and the Giants have a really tough stretch coming up. Their next 6 games are like against like playoff teams. So I'm updating my first coach fired take. This might be a 2-way race between Brian Daboll and Mike McDaniel for first coach fired.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see what the odds are on that.
Yeah, both New York teams are winless right now.
I just don't. I think the Jets will figure it out. I think they just need time. Aaron Glenn's a good coach. I don't know how the Giants owner can sit there with Brian Daboll and whoever their GM is, Joe Shane, I think, and look at that and be like, you let Saquon go, and like, look, he went and won a Super Bowl with your in-division rivals, and now you let Daniel Jones go, and he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
They finally punted yesterday too
with the Colts. They're calling him Indiana Jones, which might be like the best nickname ever.
It's so simple, but yeah,
if Disney doesn't sue them for copyright infringement. But like, I don't know how if you're the owner of the Giants, you look at those two guys and be like, yeah, sorry, like two devastating guys just walk away, and Daniel Jones turns out to be incredible, and Saquon's like the best running back ever.
Yeah.
And you had both those guys on your team.
Yep.
I'm sorry, you're fired. Get ready to learn Canadian and go coach in the CFL. Like, I'm sorry.
And you know what's funny is Brian Daboll. He was a big time coaching candidate before they got, because he was with Buffalo before that.
Yeah.
And when they hired him, like, he was the guy, and kind of like the Ben Johnson before Ben Johnson. But I was hoping that the Bears would have made a run at him, and thank God they didn't, because he's just, whatever reason, they got 4 quarterbacks in that room, or 3 now, because Tommy DeVito's he got cut. But still, like, you know, it's
we've had a large enough sample size on Russell Wilson to believe that his best days are behind him for sure. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't understand why we're still taking shots on these guys. Like, let Jameis Winston play. At least that would be entertaining.
Right.
I'm pro Jameis Winston. If he's on the field, he's either like chucking that ball down there and getting like 60-yard completions or throwing interceptions, and the in between is just the moment that ball's in the air, you're just holding your breath, and it's absolute entertainment. Let Jameis start the rest of the season, please.
Just trade him to Cincinnati while Joe Burrow's out.
Yes. I've read somebody did a tweet that said that they should just pay Jameis Winston to be the all-time backup for everybody. Anytime anybody needs a backup, he just gets to go play.
Yeah, I like that.
He's so entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I definitely want to see that for sure. So, the only other note I had was sneakily, the 49ers are 3-0 somehow.
Yeah, Shanahan has a great read on that offense, and look what happens. I mean,
or maybe Mac Jones just needed like the right coach in a couple of years
that
to
too.
Like, get it together.
Or you're not required to be the next Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And but that's a good spot for him. Again, Kyle Shanahan's a great coach, got great offensive mind, and they're
same thing with
sneaking them out.
Same thing with Sam Darnold. I feel like things in Seattle are going pretty well for them over there.
Right.
So guys who see time can't give up on the guys after two years.
Sure can't.
So be more patient. I know that we're in a win now culture, but be more patient.
I
Trust
can't.
the process.
I don't want to. I want all the wins in the world. I hope the Bears don't lose again all year. And at the end of the day, though, we're going to win this Sunday, and we're going to be 2-2 into a bye week.
Yes, and all the other NFC North teams are going to lose.
That's right.
And then we're going to be in first.
We're going to be in first. We're tied for first.
Tied for first place.
Yes, that is us, the Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah.
Well, Vikings would probably have first place because they beat us.
They beat us.
And Detroit would have to lose. So it'd be fine. We're going to be like up near the top. It's fine. Don't worry about it, because Green Bay is going to lose next week too to Dallas, which would be really funny.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, anything else?
Good, better, best. Never let it rest. When the good gets better, the better gets best. That's it.
We believe in Ben Johnson. So yeah, if you want to find the show, I've been doing a little bit of work on it. So in addition to YouTube at 9 to 5 Bears, you can also find it on Spotify. YouTube and Spotify are video versions, and then if you want audio-only versions, you can switch to audio-only version on Spotify, or you can go to Amazon Music or Apple Podcasts. Those are like the big 3. I think Spotify's like podcast thing like sends it out to other like smaller ones, but like those are the big 3. So Apple, Amazon, Spotify, those are the 3. Go listen to it there. Leave a like, rating, review, all that like fun stuff. If it's a written review, you can talk about like how handsome Brett is if you want to. Like, you can say whatever you want. Just the review helps us out.
Just don't talk about the Bears badly, or we will block you.
I'll delete the review. I'll censor it.
No.
The censorship on the show. We do not allow negative takes about the Bears on our show.
Ever. We're a positive podcast.
Yes.
We put the P.O. in positive. Never mind.
We are on Twitter. Nobody's tweeted yet at 9 to 5 Bears, and all these are spelled out. The number 9, T-O spelled out, and then the number 5 Bears. I think I also.
Do we have followers?
I don't know. I haven't checked it since.
I think
last
I
week.
followed us.
I was gonna log into it and maybe like tweet a few things.
1 follower.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Nice. So if you follow the TikTok at 9 to 5 Bears, I may like chop up portions of this video and like disseminate it out as like short form video content. Still working on that. Slowly building it up. I am.
He's just one man, for goodness sake. And Kyle right here too.
I am moving next week, so my life is pretty crazy right now. But once we get past that, I'll be able to do a lot more with the show in terms of like that kind of stuff. So, yeah, Victory Monday.
Victory Monday. We
Feels
love
good.
those here at the 9 to 5 Bears podcast.
yes, we do. With that, we'll close it out here and go Bears, and we'll see you guys next week after a win
Bear down.
in Las Vegas.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest. When the good gets better, the better gets best.